Dear students, very good morning. Welcome back today in our e-learning program. And today, as you know, we completed three chapters in chemistry, two chapters in physics, two chapters we completed in biology, and now we are again from today starting one another chapter of biology. Ultimately, as I told you in my first lecture, as far as the biology is concerned, understand there are four chapters in biology, that is chapter number 6, 7, 8 and 9. Understand? 14, 15, 16 can be considered a separate unit of, you can say, environmental science ultimately. We have in biology already completed chapter number 6 and chapter number 7. At that time, when we were doing these two chapters, I was discussing constantly and persistently with you that actually chapter number 6, 7, 8 are actually dealing with life processes which are essential and eventual for the survival of every living organism, either it be unicellular or multicellular. Some of the life processes you studied in chapter number 6 and chapter number 7. Can you remind yourself which life processes we studied in chapter number 6, which are essential and inevitable for our survival? When I speak our, I am not dealing with human being, I am dealing with whole living organism. Understand? So which life processes we studied in chapter number 6, if you can remember? We have studied about nutrition, okay, then we have studied about respiration, then we studied about circulation, or to be specific in plant, transportation, then we studied about excretion. These four life processes we studied in chapter number 6, if you can remind and remember. Then in chapter number 7, we studied about one important life process which is also essential for our survival, and that was control and coordination that we studied. Today, we are going to study another life process. Understand? Today, my dear student, I am welcoming you in our lecture number 1 today. Okay? Lecture number 1 today. Okay? And in our lecture number 1 today, we are going to start actually chapter number 8. Title of the chapter, okay, is how living organisms, understand, reproduce. How do living organism reproduce? Understand? To just make it a summarize, how do living organism reproduce? Let me write a simple in one word. We are going to study one process in detail in this chapter, that is reproduction. Understand? In living organism. This is our topic. Okay, in textbook they have given title How do living organisms reproduce? Question may arise in our mind. Today we are just my target is to ascertain the concept of this chapter. When we have done chapter number 6 and 7, where we were dealing with only life processes which are compulsory for the survival of every living organism, and at that view we have discussed nutrition, respiration, circulation, excretion, control and coordination. All these life processes which we have discussed were no doubt vital for the survival of every living organism. But at the same time, one another life process which every living organism from bottom to top, it can be protozoan, it can be simple multicellular, complex multicellular, highly complex multicellular, all living organism has to perform one another life process that we call reproduction. Understand? Reproduction is also an essential and vital process which every living organism has to perform. Understand? Question may arise in our mind that some of the life process we have already discussed. Understand? Some of the life process you have already discussed. But those life processes which you have discussed in detail in chapter number 6 and chapter number 7, where those life processes which are vital and essential and inevitable for maintenance of living organism throughout life, for maintaining your body, for maintenance of growth and development, for all this process, those 5 life processes which we discussed in chapter number 6 and 7 were essential. Then question may arise in our mind, why living organism reproduces? Understand the basic question, but before that, you all know what is the meaning of reproduction. You have somewhere in primary standard and even in I think 8-9, you have studied a little in detail about reproduction. Actually, reproduction is a process by which every living organism produces another living organism of its own kind, of its own type. Understand? I am never using the word copy. I am using the word reproduction is a process by which every living organism produces new living organism of its own kind. That is called reproduction. Why reproduction is required? Just take an example. You are seeing around you so much diversities in living organism. If you just start thinking that suppose living organism uh, do not have capacity to reproduce, then on this huge world, if one individual is enough to specify between different species, no. One individual, understand, doesn't specify the total species of living organism. We want a number of living organism of same kind to ascertain that this particular species of living organism has different characteristic features than another group of living organism, and for that purpose you need a mass of living organism. Understand? And when this mass of living organism lives in some particular habitat, then and then only they create a complete environmental cycle there. We all want, and actually we want that every living organism needs to be present on this earth in more level. Individual living organism will not specify any characteristic feature. We need a group of living organism. That's why. And nature also wants this. If nature never wanted this, then we would never had got the capacity to reproduce another living organism of our own kind. Actually, the nature governs the universe. Actually, nature rules on us. This is nature which wanted that every living organism should increase in number. Understand? Then and then the particular group can be specified as a group of this class living organism, group of this living organism, group of this living organism, and by studying them only we are able to estimate that how many species of living organism exist on this earth. So for us, understand, reproduction process is a must. Understand, for giving a particular identity to a group of living organism. Not only that, reproduction is also important for our survival of our generation. You all know that every living organism has got a specific age limit. So suppose it happens that living organism which exist on this earth after some age period die, that means their species will not be available on the earth. No, nature wanted that the next generation will be available. That is called the process of perpetuation. Understand, once one living organism die, the next generation has to continue, and reproduction is actually process of creating another living organism of your own kind, but at that time living organism is actually making a copy. No doubt there are some variation, otherwise so you all are looking like your parents only, but you are born with some variation. So when I am utilizing the word that when every living organism reproduce, they produces another living organism or copy of itself, means it is with some variation. Understand? So for our survival also, understand, reproduction is a must, not only for survival of the next generation, means the coming generation, but also how will be a one species of living organism will be identified in future when it is totally extinctive or extinct on this earth. Why are we able to identify the characteristic features of huge reptile, that is dinosaur today, though dinosaurs do not exist on this earth? Understand? But then also we are able to, by forensic science, all research topic, but we are able to ascertain and estimate the characteristic features of that living organism, understand, which today does not exist. So it can happen, suppose Many living organisms do exist on this earth at current. If it happens that some changes occurs and this environmental factor affect us, understand, and suppose all living organisms die which are just now in existence, so in future after millions of years maybe when our relics are found, understand, from the earth, at least the next generation, maybe what we don't know, but they are able to ascertain that such type of living organism exist at some point of time in ancient past. Understand? So actually we are reproducing also not for just increasing the number of living organism. Understand? And then actually nature wanted us, no? Nature wanted that I have created this natural resource. So living organism required to use this natural resource also. Nature wanted it. And when you are reproducing, that means what? You are creating a copy of yourself with some variation. It's not Xerox, understand, but at the same time. Reproduction is also a process of continuing your genetic features in the next generation. So when you die, your next generation, I am not talking of one family, I am talking of whole species of individual species of living organism. You are actually continuing your features in the next generation. Next generation reproduce, will continue features in next generation. Understand? And this give a continuity of some particular features in a one individual species of living organism. Tigers, chimpanzees, gorillas, human being, birds, all have continuity of features in their next generation. Understand? So that's why also reproduction is necessary. Now question arise, understand, how do living organism create, just we take the topic 8.1. Okay, actually we have discussed somewhat just now. Actually in this topic what they want to say, uh, as I told you, that reproduction is a process of creating new living organism of your own kind. Understand? That means, do living organism produce exact copy of themselves? No. There are some variations going to take place. Understand? It happens actually that when a living organism has to produce another living organism of its own kind, let us just first start thinking about simple protozoan or unicellular living organism. Any unicellular living organism, as you all know, possess just one cell in their body. Okay. Cytoplasm, as you know, understand, cell membrane, suppose this is nucleus, okay, and some cell organelles that you all know. Understand? Now, my dear student, I'm just want to give you some idea. This is cell membrane. We are not even labeling, you know. This is cytoplasm, and there are some cell organelles inside the cytoplasm, and this is nucleus. My target is to understand nucleus in detail, that you all know. Actually, in nucleus, you all know that nucleus consists of what? The nucleus consists of chromatin network. When I am speaking the word chromatin network, I want to mean chromosomes. Just try to understand. I want to mean chromosomes. These chromosomes are present in the nucleus of cell. Different living organism, no doubt, possess different numbers of chromosomes in their cell that we all know, understand. Suppose this is human cell, so obviously it possesses 23 pairs of chromosome, that is 46 as you know. So chromosome actually present in the nucleus, and this chromosome which are present in the nucleus, understand, actually possess, understand, this chromosome actually possess which material, which we call DNA. Understand, this DNA material which we also sometimes call genetic material. What we call it? Genetic material. Understand, this DNA material name has been given in textbook deoxyribonucleic acid. Understand, when you go in higher standard in 11, 12, and if you adopt for the B group, you will have to study the structure of DNA in detail. But it's not a part of our study. Understand, actually DNA structure, you may study in higher standard just DNA structure looking like this. Understand, like the curls of hair. Understand, but it's not a part of our study, right? I just have shown you DNA molecule. It looks like this. Now this DNA actually deoxyribonucleic acid is present on chromosome, and this DNA is a blueprint for creating new cell. Just now we are just talking of unicellular. Understand? So suppose this living organism wants to produce another living organism, means another cell of its own kind. So actually what process take place? Suppose this one cell divides into two cells, then what happens? Some primary requirement is necessary, because to continue the features in next generation, first every cell has got capacity of making a copy of DNA and another copy of DNA. Try to understand, every cell has got capacity to produce another copy of DNA. Not only that, every cell also has capacity to produce the copies of all cell organelles. Understand? So actually what happens when this cell wants to create another cell, means it will divide itself and create another cell, two things has to take place. That is copying of DNA, which is actually a blueprint for the continuity of features in next generation. Understand? Not only copy of DNA, but copy of else all cell organelles also. And actually when this living organism produces another means this cell produces another cell, the copy of DNA replicates in that, and all cell organelles which are also copied, understand, become a part of another cell. So new living organism is generated that way. So actually when just try to understand the essential of this, when any cell try to produce the DNA copy of already existing in it, are living organism able to produce? exact copy of DNA genetic material. Sometime exact copies are not created because DNA present in nucleus, and nucleus is actually the controlling unit of all organelles in the cell. So there may be some minute variation may take place even when the DNA copy is produced. But actually, uh, why every living organism are able to produce another living organism of its own kind? Because of the blueprint, that is this DNA material present, understand, in cell of living organism. Then and then only we are able to produce another living organism of our own kind. Understand, we human being, we are talking of every living organism are able to produce another living organism which has our features. Understand why it has, why the new living organism which we produce has our features, because we actually transfer our genetic characters, characteristic features to another living organism only via DNA, which is actually genetic material, or you can also say it is actually the actually that blueprint which will help you to produce another living organism of our own kind. But my dear student, exact copies are not possible. Some variation are going to be there. So my question is that just try to understand what is the question actually. This is how do exact copies of living organism, and what is the importance of variation. As I just now told you, what I told you, that every living organism tried to produce another living organism of its own kind to continue the features in next generation. But new living organism which is produced, exact copy of DNA is not possible. Some minute variation are going to take place. You are also suppose the offspring of your parents. So are you the exact copies of your parents? No. There are some variation which you are born with, and this variation are very important. Similar case occurs in every living organism when they produce another living organism. This is the nature's gift. Some minor variation is going to take place. Understand? And this minor variation, which is a part of next generation, are essential, and do nature allow us for this? Why? Why it happens that next generation is born with some variation? You also just, you or any other living organism, you also just look at the mirror. You are not the exact copy of your parents. You are born with some variations. And that variation which continue and occurs from generation to generation will give living organism, understand, different ability to survive in the changing environment. We all know the gigantic reptile like dinosaur. Understand, it happened. Maybe the assessment is some meteor impact, understand, which created such an drastic environment on the earth that they are not able to survive, and the whole species of dinosaur, understand, become extinct on this earth. It happened, and today also, in current affair also it is happening. Suppose we think a little way back time, so we are able to understand that many living organisms are becoming extinctive. or are at the verge of extinction on the earth. Why? Why it happened that today red panda is considered an endangered species? Understand why? Actually, what has happened? Actually, suppose you think of any living organism, marble cat. Understand why they are extinctive? What would have happened or what might have happened? So try to understand, dear student. Nature has given us gift to create no doubt a copy of ourselves, but that new generation is born with some variation, and this variation gives them some capacity, means some more advanced features to deal with the changing environment. Understand? Suppose just now happened that we all human being exist on this earth. If it happened that some change occurs in the environment, and that change is so dangerous for all of us that we all are going to die. But if it happened that from us some human being, understand, variation are there in every living organism, so some human being are able to deal with that change in environment, and they are able to adapt that particular environment. Understand? So they will survive, and when they will survive, they will give rise to a new human beings of some different type. Understand? And actually this variation is necessary. It's a greatest boon, gift of nature to us, that it gives us different ability, a totally remarkable ability to survive in changing environment. Understand? And that's why here actually one of the principle of Darwin, understand, ascertains the survival of the fittest. What does it mean? Fittest means going to gym? No. Fittest means that living organism with such variation in their body that they are able to survive in particular type of environment. So actually variation is essential for the survival of different species on this earth, and that species which is not able to adapt itself, not all living organisms, but few from them are if able to adapt themselves to the changing environment, then they are able to survive. And when they are able to survive, they will definitely give rise to some new living organism with some variation. Understand? So that's why importance of variation, understand, is a must. Take an example. We are just now engulfed by the epidemic of corona. Understand? If some unexpected things can happen and it result in a huge epidemic, understand, and all living organisms, suppose, understand, die on this earth, but few survive from different species, so they adapt themselves, understand, and will give rise to totally new type of living organism which will again rule on this earth. Understand? So variation is very, very important. You can consider it's an essence, as Darwin actually told, that in the process of evolution, heredity and evolution, which is the next chapter in biology, Darwin actually told that variation is essence of the process of evolution, and variation actually give living organism totally different ability to survive in particular type of environment. Understand? So my dear student, try to understand the two topic of your textbook, 8.1 and 8.1.1. In 8.1, actually we actually discussed about this deoxyribonucleic acid, which is actually a genetic material which help us for transferring some particular hereditary features from one generation to another generation. Understand? And that DNA pattern, right, is your actually, I can tell, that's the blueprint of your personality. What you are going to be, that has been already written in this blueprint the moment you are not born, the moment you are formed in the form of simple zygote in your mother's uterus. This blueprint is already present, that once when you are born and what you are going to be, that has already been written. That's the genetic pattern of yourself, and that's a unique gift of nature to you, because your DNA pattern never matches with anybody on this earth. Understand? So, this DNA material is actually responsible for transfer of character from one generation to another generation, and variation give living organism different capability, understand, to survive, because it happened that whatever species of living organism exists today, maybe more than that existed in some ancient past. But what might have happened? Some natural disaster like landslides, earthquake, meteor impact, some asteroid blast, somewhat must have happened. Understand? And actually, in that changing environment, some of the species, understand, from that species, few individual could not gain those type of variation which must have given them ability to survive. They become extinctive from the earth, and those living organisms which could survive, understand, in changing environment, are also were existing in way past time. They are also existing today also. So variation is a essence in the process of evolution. Evolution, understand, and variation from generation to generation, understand, give next generation different capability to survive in particular type of environment. Here I told you that when one living organism produce another living organism, just if you just think of a cell, actually I told you that one cell will divide, understand, into two cells. That means nucleus also has to divide. At the same time, cytoplasm also has to divide. That we all know. And I told you also the DNA copy is generated. Actually, first the nucleus has to divide. I am just drawing just for your understanding. One part of nucleus here, another part. What I told you, the DNA does not become half, but its copy is already created. So first DNA is doubled. After double it is divided. So DNA remains the same in both the nucleus. You understood this. And at the same time I told you that every organelle create copy of itself. So this organelle also divide at a cytoplasm divide, and two cell are already formed. In higher standard when you go, understand, you will understand the detailed process of how an individual cell divide into two daughter cell. Understand how it happens, and that's the essence of even when you are talking of ourself. So ourself is ultimately the process of cell proliferation only. Understand, when you are born or when you are formed inside your mother, it's just a question of two cells, egg of your mother, ovum, and sperm of your father. That zygote is just a cell, combination of these two cells only. And after that zygote divides into 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, that process continue, which we call actually cell proliferation, means increase in the number of cell, and after cell increase in number, then cell differentiation take place, tissue formation take place, organ formation take place, and complete whole living organism has been produced. Understand? But actually the process starts from cell. So in higher standard you will study how nucleus divides and how cytoplasm divides. That process of division of nucleus, understand, this process of division of nucleus, just for your knowledge only, is called meiosis. Actually it was a part of your study in old science textbook. And when cytoplasm divide, that process of division of cytoplasm is actually called mitosis. Two types of cell division. One cell division occurs for the nucleus and one cell division occurs for the cytoplasm. Both the cell division, mitosis and meiosis, first meiosis take place, then successively mitosis, and successive, understand, division will give rise to two different cells, which is possessing actually all necessary essential character of the parental cell. You understood this? So today my target is just want to make you pro for the process of reproduction. Why it is necessary, what is the importance of variation. Understand, so these two topics you need to understand for sure. You have to be very sure why reproduction is necessary. What is the importance of variation? Understand, which give rise to different living organism with different capability to adapt and survive in particular type of environment. Okay, my dear student, in today's lecture we explain you two topic. One, that is a simple definition of reproduction. Then your topic 8.1, that is, do living organism create exact copies of themselves? Understand? And then what is the importance of variation? You understood this? Okay. In the next lecture we are going to discuss about the process of reproduction in simple unicellular living organism as well as some simple multicellular living organism also. You understood this? Actually these two topic why we discussed in detail, because in textbook it has been given as a question. Okay, why variation is required? What is the importance of variation? So when you read the topic even from our material, you will come to know. If some student asked me, okay, sir, can we write answer in own word in science? Definitely you have freedom for that. But my dear student, your answer needs to have specific scientific word. That is also demanded. When you write the answer, how do living organisms create exact copies of themselves, at that time you can write in your individual own word, but at the same time you need to be very, very exact in using scientific terminology in your answer. Then and then you get some good marks. Okay, I always insist scientific terminology has to appear in your answer. That is a must for you. Understood? So for today's lecture, Thank you very much from Bharat sir.